Hello and welcome to another Wardy's Waffle Farm update. Quite a lot going on in this edition. Last weekend Rhonda and I went to our local or Lincolnshire Young Farmers Rally where all the clubs congregate and do lots of events, so we've got a fair bit going on from there and talk to some young farmers. And we also spray round the field edges this week when there's not a lot of wind, and that's the Mother Polaris. We'll have a look at that in detail. We also carry on the update with our Brome and also the combine. We get into some maintenance again with the combine. We did a bit of maintenance in the winter on it, but we had one or two jobs outstanding to do, so Ruben's done those with Ryan from Russell's this week as well. And also for the first time for a while, one of the schools I'm working with and a help in Lincoln, they came and brought some children. They brought 12 or 13 children around the farm, and we went on our Bailey people carrier and we toured around the farm, looked at some crops and went on some machinery and had a really good few hours, a good afternoon with them, and so that was really good, and yeah, I got a lot out of it and really enjoyed it. So we'll go into some detail on that and talk to some of the children. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoy this week's update, and here we go. Rhonda and I have just come to the County Young Farmers Rally, which is near Market Raisin, and lots going on here. Annual event, first time they've held it for a couple of years after lockdown. This is in the yard. A few little trade stands, local machinery dealers, various things going on, sheep shearing there eventually. Look at this, local lamb burgers. These are only from about 5 miles away from me. Looking very good. Look at those. Smell it too. So this is where we are today. My word, scones with cream and jam. Now, always a big debate. Do you put the jam on first or do you put the cream on first? I actually prefer to put the cream on and use that instead of butter, and then the jam on top. Very tasty. Various drinks. Stuffed chine. A real Lincolnshire delicacy this is. This is what it is. That's how you make it. If you want to look at this, just freeze the film as you're watching this. All the various jams, flags, cakes. Now we can look at this Victoria. Oh, there, Lego sculpture. Now we're talking. Look at that. Oh, all that cream oozing out there. Lovely. Hacelet. And of course, one of the most essential areas at any young farmers rally or event, the bar. Into the field now where all the various classes are held. I think there's forklift handling round the corner. Yep, we'll have a look at that in a minute. Tractor and trailer reversing over there. What's this? Pillow fight. So I'm with a group of young farmers who most of these have been around the farm. When did you come, guys?
It is, that's what I
2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. So I've got Charlie and Callum here, and from Heckington, Sleaford Young Farmers, and we've got a couple of infiltrators anymore.
Yeah, Harpston.
Harpston, yeah, of course, Harpston, another well-known club in Lincolnshire. So, at the local or the county rally, what goes on here?
We have like a sports day sort of thing where all the clubs come together and do sports events
There are
and compete to try and win overall.
Yeah.
Have a good bit of fun.
And how many clubs will there be here?
I don't know what they are yet, but
how
somebody's going to bring me a
14.
list.
14, really?
So
I
raffle
think,
times,
yeah.
All the clubs across the county.
Right. Well, the last time I came to an event was when I was in Young Farmers, and I actually won the forklift handling competition, or the forklift driving, which I think is round the corner. Yeah. So
You can have another go.
we'll have another go here. That's right. Yeah. So I've got Jack here, and Jack is from Heckington and Sleaford Young Farmers, and Jack came with the rest of the group to visit the farm 2 weeks ago. Did you have a good night?
Yeah, it was brilliant, thank you very much. Fantastic talk from yourself, very informative.
And having a look around all the crops and also the direct drilling plots.
Yeah, very interesting
having a
to see that.
Your
free flow showing how good it is.
Yeah, so it's not just me, you see, that says that, other people do as well. Anyway, so here, good event here.
Fantastic.
First one after lockdown?
Yeah, we've gone bigger and better than ever this year, trying to get young farmers out there and trying to push it this year really well.
Yeah, so always a good event here. The last one I came to was a while ago, as you can imagine. But when you look at the numbers here, any idea how many there are here?
I should think there'll be near to 700 to 800 people. 800 people here today.
Yeah. Well, it looks a good event, and also not just young farmers. You get members of the public coming as well.
Absolutely, yeah. It's Young Farmers is open to public. You don't just have to be a farmer to come to Young Farmers.
Yeah,
it is brilliant, and looking around, there's not just farmers here today, are there?
No, there isn't, is there? No,
it's a great opportunity for people to learn about young farmers and learn about agriculture.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, lovely. Thanks, Jack. Nala is asleep or under the table having a rest, and she's got lots and lots of attention.
Oh my God! For booking in for
interesting, I'm not quite sure what that's for.
Race.
So this is the area where they're doing the forklift competition, forklift handling, but I think it was on this morning and I probably missed it. But they're moving those silage bales through the bollards and onto that trailer. What's going on here? What's going on here, lads? Ready on YouTube next Sunday?
Heavy, apparently.
What's this, a weigh-in?
Yeah, we're overweight.
Are you overweight?
Yeah.
A bit too late to go on a diet.
Turns out our scales are wrongly calibrated.
Oh dear. So are we suspecting foul play there?
We need him in a bit quick, we need to move it along.
Yeah. Plenty of fairy liquid on the pipe. We'll want to know all about the Young Farmers Rally. What better than to talk to Kate Knight? What's your...
So my posh title is Strategic Development Manager for Lincolnshire Young Farmers, but basically I head up county office. I facilitate everything that young farmers want to do, I hope, all the opportunities that being a young farmer member will bring, and part of my job is helping the rally chairman run such a fantastic day such as today.
So this is the first event for what, 2 years?
Yeah, so 2019 was the last rally, and I was feeling a little bit rusty, but we're back in it.
When you look at the Young Farmers movement, I was a Young Farmers a few years ago now, and it was at Grantham, the Young Farmers, which I don't think they operate anymore, do they, which is sad.
No.
And how many clubs are there in Lincolnshire?
15 clubs, and our membership's back up to just short of 500, which is where we were pre-COVID.
Yeah.
So we're pleased with that. We've got a Rhizome club not running this year. We want to get it running again next year as a college club. And we've opened a new club this year, Stamford Young Farmers, who are here out in force.
Ah, right. Well, I ought to have a word with some of those, maybe.
Yeah, you ought to, because they're a new club set up just before COVID, and obviously then couldn't run. And they're now about the third biggest club in the county, and they've done loads of fabulous things, so they're absolutely flying with
So
thrilled.
this really is a good social event. We've got, I thought these two girls would probably come and give you a hug like others were. Been in the pillar
fighting in the water, and then they want to come and
So
give
how
you a
many
hug.
events do you actually have here? How many sort of little competitions and
I
things?
think there's about 80 competitions.
Yeah, crikey.
So we've got competitions, exhibition, working class, and then which are like the doing classes, and then some competitions for our not so young farmers as well, which are fruity wine or pillar fighting. And
so
lots.
Young Farmers itself, it's not just for farmers as offspring, is it?
No,
at
absolutely.
all. Anybody can. An age group though.
So the age range was voted in nationally to change last year to up to 28. So from 10...
I'm just a year or two out.
Me too, sadly. I'm living the young farmer dream though, for sure.
Yeah, it is.
So up to 28. So it's a great variety of age now, and means you can stay in it a bit longer.
Yeah, fantastic movement. Well,
We
Kate,
love it.
it's a great event here. Fantastic location when you look at this, isn't it?
Yeah.
And also the best thing, it's fine. It's lovely weather.
It's great weather, yeah. Can I allow
Yes,
to do a plug?
you can do whatever you like.
So, as you say, the site is amazing. So Richard Sutton Limited have allowed us to be on the site, and we're always thankful for people who let us on sites, because that is hard, finding a site that's suitable. We're also fabulously supported by GCS Machinery, the Burdens Group, and Peacock and Biddington, who have helped us, financially and with presence here
without
as well.
their help and support, you couldn't run such an event, and you need all the help of so many people.
Absolutely, and Young Farmers does run on a lot of goodwill from a lot of fabulous people,
it does.
And does great things. The Young Farmers get involved in raising money for charity and helping community, as well as all the fun things they do. So we love it.
Well, interesting slogan. Fantastic slogan on the back of this sweatshirt. What hat has he got on? JCB. Hello, brilliant. 3 ice creams, but one with a gravy bone in. Look at that, perfect for the dogs.
Just a minute.
Special treat. There we go, Frankie. Gravy bone. Normally have a flake in an ice cream, but no, not for dogs.
Just a minute, Nala. Go on, Frankie. Oh, lovely. Okay, I've biting that. All gone.
All gone. There's the scoreboard. These are all the various events and classes that they have. There we go, 87 altogether. And these are all the classes, all the clubs rather, taking part. Final event of the day, I think, is the tug of war. So we've got Mr. Adjudicator himself. There we go. the line. Here's the white mark to get past the peg. So you've got to get that white mark past that middle peg. There. Yeah, they're going. Nearly there. That's it. So Louth were the winners there. They've just swapped ends and they'll have another game. So that's it already. There's the mark on the middle. There's the white mark there. So that's Louth won this one. They've won both ends. I'm not sure this competition looks fair. There's a few more of them in here, but they look a lot smaller than those. So one little job we try and do to minimise the grass weeds coming out from the field is we spray around the crop edge with glyphosate. So we try and get about a 15-inch gap that also can be used for wildlife and birds to dry off. But because of the wind and then the Polaris that we use, the little ATV we use, had an issue. We had to get a new oil seal. We're a bit late doing it and the crop's grown a bit, but I'll just show you what we do and the little sprayer we have on the back doing it. So that's the area of rubbish we've got down there, and some of the fields are a lot worse than that. There you can see Tom going around the outside. We've got a little shield, little sprayer on the back. There's the nozzle, just spraying that little area off around the outside of every field. Not sure if we can see. Yeah, I should be able to just see the herbicide on that leaf. So that's all we do. So all this in the hedge bottom there won't get touched. That'll all be left, and obviously that's great for wildlife and nesting birds. But just this area next to the crop, and obviously we've put a wheeling in there that isn't good. But normally, as I say, would have done this sooner. But that will get up. That'll be all right. So close up, we've got a 250 litre sprayer on the back. That started off on the little chassis, and then changed it, mounted it on the back of the Polaris. Then we've got this boom. That when you unfold this boom, it's about 6 metres wide, and then we've got this one nozzle with these protective shields on here just for spraying the outsides. Then we can turn the tap here and change it. We can alter that guard and put it on here to spray footpaths out across the field that you've seen. So we've had this a few years now, but does a good job. And here's the controls inside, and these are for working the various parts of the boom. There's 3 sections to it. And this is just working for the one nozzle. When we have that, alters the pressure on the gauge in there, and that switches the spray on and off. Tom's just starting this other field. You see here, got this big patch of brome here, which Tom, when he gets round, will spray this off. This is the field, if you remember, that we brought the sugar beet trailers up here. You can see this roadside still, we've got to repair this yet. Brought it from across the road there, from where we had sugar beet, up here. Oats are looking well here, where we had sheep grazing this cover crop. So just in one of our other fields up on the heath, on the light land, that light patch is brome. It's unbelievable that this field was oats last year, no brome in it at all, and now we've got this massive patch there that I think is too much to pull. We'll go and have a look. Yes, this brome problem that we seem to be getting, it's becoming more and more of an issue now. And I can see here, besides the patch just up there behind me, you can see it showing light there. We've got a little smattering of plants leading up to that, which we need to do something with. Normally we'd hand pull things like this but that patch I can see from here is definitely way too thick. Hello Nala, way too thick to pull. But some of these here, we need to pull these, but it's not an easy job. But that patch up there, we need to spray with glyphosate, and I'm just going to have a look to see whether we do it with the big sprayer or whether Tom does it with the Polaris while he's up here. We'll just turn the camera around and have a look at some of these plants and just see the issues. So there's that big patch, but then all down here you can just see that's the plant, very visible now above the wheat, because the wheat is so short because of the dry April we've had and dry May. Just see here the light coloured. I'll get down, you can just see them all. Thank you, Tala. You want to eat them all? Oh, sorry, Nala, do you want to eat them all? Yeah, you can just see them all waving about like that, and if these drop seed, that won't be good for next year. So we're going to have the combination here of hand pulling these and then round upping that patch off up there. But it's how many more are there across the field? This field is not going to be cheap to get this to harvest and to make this weed free, but we need to do it as we have done with blackgrass over the last few years. It's combine maintenance time again. We've done the winter service on it, but there's a few other jobs outstanding, and there's a shaft needs replacing on the front of the combine on the header, so we'll just have a quick look at that. So that's the shaft that needs to go in. They've had to take the knife out, which that's what cuts the crop. And it goes in there, slides in there, and then this is the drive here that drives the knife backwards and forwards. So having to take these fingers off, and we've got that that's bent as well. This combine has done 7 harvests, and because of this expenditure on other machinery we've had, we're going to keep going with this. It only does about 180 hours a year, but does us fine. It's a good combine for the acreage we do. CR 9090, so it doesn't have any straw walkers in it. It's what they call a rotary, but good combine for us. Just looking in these beans, I've just spotted a few blackgrass plants. That's one, and got some more dotted about, and we've also got some cereal volunteers, so we need to spray this with a graminicide, which this will get done in the next few days. But these beans looking good at the minute, growing really well. Skylarks singing above. Lovely morning to be out. Breezy, but it's good. With my new microphone, you can't hear the wind. Just walking up to this feeder, and I spot the lids partly off. We have that log on top there just to weight it down, but I suspect the deer, we have a few deer around, and I suspect they've tried to get that off. We'll have a quick look inside at what's in there. It's all right, Nala, good girl, good girl. Nala's just a bit frightened then. Yeah, we can just see daylight through there, so we'll just move that along. That's coming out the bottom. And the reason we have this metal in the bottom here, by the way, so it takes pressure off the grill underneath, because if we don't, if we have wheat all to the bottom of the grill without that, the pressure on the grill here is quite a lot, and the wheat then doesn't come through. But you can see there, and all that is the outer elements of a combine or tractor air filter, a large air filter. That's what we use then, just staple it on. So they make great feeders, these. You can hear the skylarks singing. I can't see them. Anyway, this feeder was a great spot here behind this hedge. Prevailing wind is from that way, so it's always sheltered here. And it's amazing how many birds we get out that wood in the distance. Really lovely quiet spot here for feeding pheasants and partridges, and obviously crows, rooks and pigeons and everything else come here. But this feeder, when it's empty, which won't be long, another couple of weeks, another week, when it's empty we won't fill it up anymore until end of September, because there's enough food outside for all the wildlife, with all the insects and everything that's in here at the minute in the spring and the summertime. So they've got this middle section out and they're trying to get the shaft out, which is inside the auger, out one of these holes, but I don't think they're going to manage it. I think the auger's going to have to come off to do it, but we'll see. But that was the part that's been bent, so we've got it straightened out. It's got a little bit there to put on and make to make that right and tack weld it in. This is the other part of the guard that goes on the bottom of the header, and that part joins up under there. They've got the shaft in. I missed that when they were doing it, but that's the new one sticking out the end. And this is the part that goes round inside the auger there, that goes round, and it's cranked like that, so when it's spinning it's moving the retracting fingers inside the auger in and out. I'll show you in a minute. So this is spinning round, you can see it's going round on a funny angle, and the fingers normally go in there, which are those, and they help the crop feed into the middle of the combine. So that's the plate that fits on the end there that supports it all, bolts in here and adjusts it for height. Obviously we've got it on some blocks of wood at the minute just to take the weight. It's been a bit of a job getting it in, and they're now just putting the knife in. Bit of a job doing that. You've got to watch your fingers when you're doing that as well, but they've got this end all on as well. But those are the retracting fingers that they go in and out. You can see that one is further out than that one, and as that auger is going round, and you can see here, this is what's happened. It's allowed them to go out too much. Just putting a knife in, so you've got to be careful there. It's allowed them to come out too much, and that's why the bottom of that bed, you can see it's damaged the bottom there. Anyway, we've got this all repaired best we can. Still a little bit bent, but it's not bent, it was. But they've turned them round, so the jaw in here isn't in the middle anymore, so it's a lot better. Just got the covers to put on there, and that's job done. But just looking at the shaft, you can just maybe make out the splines are worn just there. Can't really see here, but I can feel it when I put my finger across it, and that's why it's had some play on it. You can just see looking down there how it's worn. You wouldn't believe that little bit there would cause it to slip in the middle. Yeah, but the splines are worn there. You can see that's a bit deeper there than it is there, and that's what's caused the problem. Anyway, we've got it fixed. Of course, we've had the ram stops on there to stop the reel from dropping. But this header is 35 foot wide, not 40. You can see there, that's the extending table for when we're doing rape, and when you combine in decent speed, it drops the crop falls in better into there, and it operates on this side reel here. But that will pull all the way in, so that will go all the way in up to there. But for oilseed rape, we need it fully out because the crops are tall. Today is a special day. We've got a group of children from one of the schools in Lincoln that I talked to, and they've brought There's some children around the farm. We're going to have a look around some crops. They've just had the lunch by the pond here. They've just been introduced to Nala, and Nala, you can see here, is getting very friendly with them. She's just they've eaten the lunch and she's just gone in one of the sandwich boxes and helped herself, even though she was fed a few minutes ago. Anyway, we're going to get on the trailer in a minute. Here they all are, and we're just going to go around the farm and show them how some of the food is produced and what we do for looking after nature and the environment. So hopefully you'll have a good couple of hours. Looks like Nala's having a top up to a lunch. There, here's Frankie, a little bit unsure with all the attention. Got this purpose-built trailer, which will be good for them, nice and safe as well. Up you get, Nala. Go on in, up you get. Come on. There we go. So we have come next to this pile of sewage sludge. What do you think it is, everybody?
Manure!
It is human poo. That is. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Just pulled this root up and we still have the seed attached to it. So there you go, children. Pass that around and then you can see the seed. Yep.
How long did they take to grow? It looks like a blueberry.
This was planted at the end of March, and we'll harvest it at the end of September, October, and it can be harvested then all the way through the season, right up to Christmas and February.
So basically 6 summers.
We've just been in some beans, had some great questions, and looking at the flowers on here. Frankie's with us as well, and Nala somewhere. I'm driving around the farm looking at various crops, and Nala is found a lovely corner and a nice friend. They've asked to look at the sprayer, so we've got the sprayer out for them, and we're going to have a look at this because this puts also fertiliser on as well. All right, enjoying it?
Yes. Can we ask you what goes in there?
What's in there?
What does that measure?
Right, we'll have a look around it and I'll explain it all in detail. Just going to let them have a look in the cab just to see what the controls are like. Right, you sit down. Yeah, you can. So this now is the workshop where we do repairs, and Ian here does a lot of them for us. So it's an insulated building, so in the summer it's cool and in the winter it's warm because we can get heaters on it. This is the machine or part that Ian's been repairing, and it's all been have you welded a new part on, Ian? You have welded that on? Yeah, it was. All that was missing and yeah, and cracked. So that's the repair we do.
Walking up there,
You'll get your boots full. But no, so this is wheat that's we grow the most of here on the farm, and this is what you saw when I came into your school in one of the trays a few weeks ago. And remember, what did we say? Can you remember what is made from wheat? Shout out. Bread is one. Cereals, yeah.
Cakes.
Yes, cakes. Yeah.
Sweets.
Biscuits, sweets, yeah, as in Kit Kats and things, yeah, well done. Yeah, question?
How do chemicals help the grow?
Well, they help grow because if they've got disease, we need to control the disease. Remember I said out in the field, the plants have got green leaves, and if they get disease, that will harm the yield, which then harms the amount of food that is available around the country. We need to use the chemistry properly to control the disease, and so we use everything is done for a reason. Everybody's trained to use it. There's operators of the sprayers are trained. You have to have proper courses and certificates, and we have an agronomist who advises us on the chemicals we use. So it's all very, very strictly controlled, and we have to be trained and hold certification to use the chemicals and apply them to crops. So we're now looking at, what are we looking at? Yeah, rapes. And what do we make from oilseed rape? Say? Yes. And what do we do with it? Yes, cook. And do you know who uses quite a lot of rapeseed that we grow? Yes, McDonald's. Well done. Yeah. So have you all enjoyed this afternoon?
Yes!
What was your best bit?
The dogs.
The dogs.
Eating bit.
Is Nala. The dogs. So what crops have you seen today? Wheat.
Barley. Beans. Sugar beet.
Sugar beet, well done, yeah. And which sugar beet, which English sugar? Silver spoon, well done, well done. So your potatoes that I'm helping you with, what are they looking like?
Really good.
Are they good? Yeah. Right, well I'll come and help you, I'll come and see you before you go to the show and we'll have a look at them, all right? Thank you very much for coming, I've really enjoyed it, and thank you for your great questions, they've been fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ready, guys?
Cheerio everybody! Fantastic, thanks ever so much, see you soon. So that's Birchwood Junior School's visit to the farm finished. Great afternoon, we've had some fantastic questions, really switched on group of children, just loved every second of it, and so has Nala, all the attention as well, and Frankie, who is in here. So that's it for another Sunday edition. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. Please click like and subscribe and come back with any questions, and we'll see you next time. I'm not quite sure whether that will be midweek yet or whether it will be on Sunday. We'll see how we go and what we've got to post. But if you click the bell down below, the bell icon, that will notify you when I post any videos, and then you won't miss them. So until next time, cheerio.